deity grows. A new follower.
Oh, some serious stuff this morning, guys. I am so sorry. Good morning, and welcome to the Suboptimal Cooking Show. My name is Chef Tig. You can call me Noah. Hope you're all doing well. What do we got today? Well, let's start off with what is suboptimal cooking. We're going to be talking about this pretty much every stream real quick, but I'm peeking because I moved my microphone.
You just have a
Johnson, holy crud! Welcome in, maker of knives. Good morning. How are you, sir? Welcome
steadfast
in, everybody.
supporter.
Thank you for rating in. We're just getting started. My name is Chef Tig. You can call me Noah. I'm a 20-year veteran of the culinary industry, here to show you how to
A
do
new
suboptimal
follower.
cooking. What is suboptimal cooking, folks? Suboptimal cooking is cooking with the ingredients you actually have, the equipment that is actually available to you, and maybe not the best ingredients, maybe not the best equipment, maybe not everything
follower.
that a professional kitchen has, but more realistic cooking for you and me. All you people who are following, thank you
community
so much.
grows.
I appreciate you. Welcome in.
Our community
Johnson,
grows.
thank you for the follow. Faceplant Kagers, thank you for the follow. Cinderman, welcome for the follow. And Get Cream Delish, thank you for the follow. Welcome in, everybody. We start off every stream with our cup of coffee and a little talk about what we're going to be doing today. So as I pour the coffee, good morning and welcome. Hope you had a good stream, Johnson. Johnson, I unfortunately, you're coming in.
A new follower.
And I don't know anything about you. It says maker of knives. Does this mean that you are a blacksmith, sir? Hey, Mustachio, good morning. No, I didn't say not the best recipes, not the best ingredients. It's not necessarily premium ingredients, not necessarily premium equipment. It's the stuff that you have in your house, the stuff that you find in your thrift stores to get everything.
Our community grows.
Corey Ash, thank you for that follow, my friend. Welcome in. Yeah. Done to stock removal. Make high-end kitchen knives for chefs and suboptimal chefs alike. Very nice. I will have to check you out. Let me drop you a follow back, sir. Give me just a moment here to get that in. Thank you very, very much, my friend. And Bushcutter,
A wise
1234,
decision.
thank you for the follow. Guys, welcome in. We're going to be getting started with our suboptimal cooking. Today we're going to be making a roasted pepper, not red pepper, but multicolored pepper hummus. We're going to be making a 2-ingredient dough that can be used for flatbreads. It can be used for all kinds of things, donuts, all kinds of really good stuff. And then we're going to be making my signature chicken, which is a version of chicken tonkatsu that I have developed over the years. Can't wait to see your work, Johnson. Thank you so much. With that, guys, sip your coffee. I hope you have some water. Hydrate if you need it. Which reminds me, I'm going to get my hydration going as well. I always like citrus in my water, in my hydration.
A
Got your
wise
attention
decision.
With the French press. Yeah, I love my French press. It's the way, Don't lie, Mustachio. Don't lie. Rodre, welcome in. Hope you're all doing well. This is the second episode of this cooking show, guys. We're gonna be doing a lot more of this Mondays, Wednesdays, and Fridays at 11 a.m. Central Time, going to about 1 o'clock Central Time, maybe a little later depending on how the recipes go. But we're gonna get started. So let me put my coat on and let's get going. I hope everybody's had a great evening and a great week so far. I know that it's been an interesting week for me, at least. Personally speaking, there's had some challenges, had some stuff going on, but you put that aside when it's time to cook, right? You make the time for your food, and you make your time for making people happy is what I like to call it, but so all right. Clear my breakfast here. I had some leftovers. On our first episode, guys, we made a jalapeno roasted cornbread, which is what I have here. If you want to take a look at this here, that was the jalapeno roasted cornbread we made. I'm having mine for a little bit of it for my breakfast. We also made some banana chocolate chunk muffins. If you're interested, the VOD is up on YouTube. Joy, if you can get the link for that VOD and post it in chat for people to check out. I will be posting the links for all of that coming up later this week. Thank you, Kitty. So do check that out, guys. But yeah, suboptimal cooking, guys. I hope this is something that interests a lot of you. In the future, I'm going to be pairing up. I'm looking to pair up with some food kitchens, some food pantries and stuff to kind of just, talk about what it's like to utilize these resources that are out there for us. These are tough times, guys, and it's hopefully it's going to be something that you guys can relate to. Put my coffee to the side. I'm gonna go grab the blender because we're gonna be working out of the blender today. My scuffed blender here. So I have a little Ninja blender. Love these things. Oh, is it gonna reach? We're gonna make it reach. Rearrange things so things aren't falling off here. We'll make it reach. We'll make it work. Suboptimal. There we go. Blender's plugged in. Haha. So about as close as I can get you guys right now. First thing we need to do, actually, now that I think about it, now my brain's kicking in, is turn on our broiler in the oven, because we're going to make roasted red pepper hummus, or roasted pepper hummus. So I'm going to put my cutting board aside for right now. Oh, not a ton of room in this kitchen always, so you'll excuse me. So yeah, we got the we got our stove cam over here. This is going to be for our flatbreads later. We're going to get going. Actually, we're going to do our flatbreads and our red peppers at the same time. So I'm going to pull out a baking sheet here. Yeah, please do follow Valencia Glass. He's a fantastic guy. He does amazing glass blowing. Where are my peppers here? Peppers! Okay, guys, we got tricolor peppers here. Just a pack of tricolor peppers. We're going to roast these in the oven using our broiler. Now, normally I would char them either on a grill. If you have a gas stove, you can actually put them directly on the fire on a gas stove and rotate them and char them that way and roast them that way. Can't do that on an electric stove. You don't want to be putting something directly on the contacts here. You're going to mess up your stove. It's not going to give you a good thing. But we work suboptimally here. So, suboptimal is just a different way of doing things. So, let me get the olive oil here. Where's my good olive oil? Where's my other olive oil? There's my other olive oil. Woo-hoo. Dropping things. Alright. Alright. If the crinkling and stuff is too much, guys, I can move the mic back to where it was on Monday and see if that works a little bit better. We're gonna hit these with a little bit of extra virgin olive oil just to get some contact, to help the contact boiling on them. Mr. Hunhito, good morning. Welcome. How are you today? I don't know what that what that GIF is because I can't see it right now. But, oh, that's a little suboptimal.
Enjoy your stay.
One of our peppers has started to go kind of funky, so, but it's not completely bad. So again, suboptimal. That's how we operate around here. So we're going to cut that section of pepper out, and we're going to use the rest of it. So, but you know, don't just throw things out. Rinse the oil off my hands here. Yeah, welcome, Yankees Discord. Cool, welcome. Thank you. Get Cream Delish, welcome in. Good morning. We're gonna go to our prep cam in Maine here for a minute. So you'll see, guys, that I was checking this pepper out, and you see right here, it's got a little bit of a rotten spot. That's okay. That's fine. We're gonna make that work. We're gonna come in here with our knife, and I'm just gonna cut that section out, and we're gonna cut the core out real quick. Normally I don't cut the core out before I roast the pepper, but that's okay. Pull that out, and yeah, the rest of it looks perfectly good. So we're just gonna flip that upside down for roasting. The broiler is on. And yes, that is our statement on suboptimal cooking and what we do here. Yes, Cream Delish. Okay, I don't know who Cream Delish is. I'm kind of new to this section of Twitch because I haven't done cooking streams in a number of years. But I will absolutely look into that. Hun, if you can, yeah, write that down, please. All right. So while we're waiting for those to roast up, we're going to start our 2-ingredient dough. Now, this is an awesome recipe that I was introduced to a number of years ago by a chef here in Kansas City. I've seen it all over the place since then, but it's a really good recipe, guys. All right, 2-ingredient dough. What are our ingredients? Self-rising flour. Self-rising flour and yogurt. Why yogurt? Well, the yogurt's going to do two things. It's going to moisturize the dough, give us a good texture. It's also got acid in it, and self-rising flour, what self-rising flour really is a mixture of basically baking powder and it's baking powder and flour, basically. You can make your own. There's all kinds of stuff, all kinds of recipes out there on how to make your own self-rising flours. And Kitty, I typically use Greek yogurt. Green Cup is coffee. Mr. Hanhito is we're here in Kansas City, so we use Roastery Coffee, which is a great brand, local roaster here in Kansas City. This is their City of Fountains blend, mixed with some, what's the word I'm looking for? Hazelnut creamer. My goodness. Okay. Now, optimally, you want to do roughly equal parts of your flour and your yogurt. The optimal way of doing this is by weighing it out. I'm not going to go optimal, I'm going to go suboptimal. So I'm going to actually pull my watch off here for a second because this can get a little messy. And we're going to pull a bowl out. That's the spoon I use for my coffee, so let's get a fresh spoon. Yeah, I mean, I go anywhere for. It's funny. I go for. No, I do drink a lot of tea though. What happened there? Bowl got a little water in it. Nice clean bowl now. And we're gonna make a pretty big batch of these flatbreads because I love this stuff. The dough also keeps for a little while. I drink my coffee anywhere from like super creamy to black. It depends on the coffee. I'm gonna drain off some of the water that's sitting in the Greek yogurt, and we're just gonna put proper brew, Mr. Hanhito. You use you put the bare mug on the stove, right, to warm up the mug of water before you put the tea bag in, right? I'm kidding. I'm totally kidding. No, we have an electric kettle that we use. Yeah, this is. No, I'm American. I'm not that American. The ratio of yogurt to flour is roughly one part to one part by weight. We're gonna just try and eyeball this till it looks right and feels right. Unfollowed, unsubscribed, yeah. Oh, good. I'm glad it did get a chuckle out of you. And for those of you wondering, I have a trash can right here. If you see me sweeping things off the counter, I'm not just sweeping it on the floor. And we're going to eyeball this here. Let me get this, where you can actually see what I'm doing here. And actually, I want this.
A wise decision.
So we're going to just start working it with our spatula till we get a workable texture. Again, optimally, mixers with a dough hook. We don't do things optimally here. We get flour all over ourselves. It's fine. Mr. Mustachio, thank you for that sub. Really appreciate it. I need to adjust something for myself. I'm not hearing alerts. Mr. Hanhito, I am a professional chef of 20 years. I went to the Culinary Institute of America for a dual degree program. I have a baking and pastry degree. I have a culinary arts degree, and I worked in the industry for most of my life. I will be 40 this year, so almost half of my life. You're only subbing because so you can unsub? Understandable. I get that, Mr. Mustachio. Okay. Now we're getting to about where I want it. So let's take a look here. We're working with it's going to be a fairly soft dough. We're going to work some more flour into this in just a minute here, guys. That's about what you're looking for right now. So it's this kind of soft texture. We're going to clear off our bench here. And we're going to throw some flour down. Go ahead and flour the bench and turn out our ball of dough here. And we're going to work this for about 3 to 5 minutes until we get a nice workable dough. So you want to fold in and push with your palm, and we're going to knead the dough this way. Yeah, I'm looking to work with some food kitchens, food pantries on, providing recipes for them for the ingredients that they have on a weekly basis. Because there's a lot of less fortunate people out there. I've been one of them. it's tough. The industries are not always nice. It's not always easy to get what you need. And I'm rattling my water cup here. Make sure I move that over so I don't spill the dang thing. A little bit more flour based on the texture. It's going to be a wet dough. It's going to stick to your fingers a bit while you're working it initially. Once you work it enough, it should be pretty solid. And this is kind of a loose recipe. Again, it's a 1-to-1 until it's not. So don't be afraid to add a little bit more flour if it's sticking to the board, whatever surface you're working it on. Always clean your surfaces, guys. I pre-cleaned my board. I cleaned everything down at the end of the night, and I'll be cleaning as we go here. That's very important in your cooking. Always be cleaning as you go. Don't be afraid of the sticky. That's right. And please ask questions. Please, if you have comments, concerns. Let's check on those peppers. I smell them getting nice and toasty here. I'm going to grab a pair of tongs to rotate these with. Let's take a look at these. Looking beautiful. You guys see that? Let me bring it up here. So you see how they're getting black around the edges? You want that. You want that skin to go black and stuff. So we're gonna rotate our peppers a little bit, expose different surfaces of them, put them back under the broiler. Oop, come on, you. That one's gonna be a little tough and funky. Nope, you get back up there. There. So, if you've never made a dough, have you ever played with Play-Doh as a child? You want something a little stiffer than Play-Doh. It's one of those things that's kind of. This is a dough you can't really overwork because of the ingredients. The yogurt keeps things kind of tender. Yeah, no, the yogurt keeps things kind of tender. This is not like a bread dough. With bread dough, it's as you're making bread doughs, which I think we may be making some bread dough on Friday. We may make some challah. You can kind of, what am I trying to say? You can tell with bread dough that because you can make like a window. No, it's not a dumb question at all. It's not a dumb question at all. It's something you need to play with. I'm trying to think of the best way to describe it. It kind of has a feel if you have kind of flabby arms like I do, or if you just take your palm and you kind of squeeze your palm, you want it to be kind of stiff, like the flesh on the palm of your hand is when your hand is relaxed. So, like maybe not quite that stiff, but I mean, you want to pinch it and have it whole. Now this is still too soft. We need to work this a little bit more. Who do I prefer to cook for? Someone who's picky as heck or someone who likes anything and everything? They each have their challenges. Someone who likes anything and everything may not be as critical or as vocal about if they really like something. And someone who is picky as heck can be harder to cook for if they don't have an open mind for cooking. I mean, not to call her out, but I know that one of my future sisters-in-law is a very picky eater. Although I did manage to make deviled eggs that met her criteria. So, with the amount of yogurt I added, based on the amount of flour I initially added, I can tell that this is still on the softer side, which is why I keep adding flour here, guys. The dough, I'm gonna let it stop and rest for a second here, and just gonna kind of let it sit for a minute. Let's grab a towel to put over it. Keep it from drying out. If you need kitchen towels, guys, I will tell you that here in the U.S., Costco has a great deal on these terry cloth towels that are great for kitchen use. $17.89 for 52 of the suckers. So I love these towels. They're my go-to for a lot of things. I'm gonna put this here. Let's check on our peppers again. Getting some real nice color. And yeah, as you know, they've really optimized. You know, you mentioned that the peppers look like they're on steroids. That's kind of just how a lot of produce in the U.S. is. Not necessarily actually on steroids, but kind of close. They've you know, I'm going to use a term that's going to trigger a few people, and so I'm sorry, but they've genetically engineered and genetically modified these. But in terms of genetically, you know, in terms of genetic modification, that's not like people going in there with like a syringe and genetically modifying. It's selective breeding. We've been doing this for years. People don't seem to understand that selective breeding is a form of genetic engineering, and that's how we got broccoli in the first place. I don't know if a lot of you know this. Broccoli is not a naturally occurring vegetable. It was a crossbred with other vegetables, and until we have the broccoli we know today and love. So that's a whole story, whole thing that we do. You'll see me hike my pants up now and then because I'm losing weight and stuff. Yeah, selective breeding has been around since we started growing crops. That is absolutely correct. We're going to use today, guys, for our hummus. We're going to be using just some generic garbanzo beans in a can. Now, is it better to buy dry garbanzo beans and rehydrate them yourself and then cook them yourself? And absolutely. Who has time for that? I don't have time for that. I'm going to make a delicious hummus with just these and some other ingredients that you need for hummus, obviously. But first thing we're gonna do is drain and wash the garbanzo beans. Let me get my can opener out here. And you guys can't see what I'm doing. Move this over. Here, let me shift a few things around so you guys can see what's going on. Got a lot going on the counter today. This is suboptimal. Ain't no one got time for that. That's right. Hummus is a Middle Eastern dish if you've never had it, made of chickpeas, garbanzo beans, same thing. Tahini, which is creamed sesame seeds, basically a sesame seed butter. If you're an American and can't understand the concept of something like that. And then salt, lemon juice, spices. We're gonna make ours real nice. Get some fresh garlic in there. All right, I am draining the garbanzo beans in my sink over here. And then I'm gonna run some water over them. You're not gonna be able to hear me for a second, guys. Now, with my hummus recipe and the hummus that I make, I have a tendency to make it a little runnier than some people do. And that's just part of the way I make it. It's, where is it? So there's our rinsed garbanzo beans, guys. They're gonna go right into the blender for now. And we're gonna go ahead and introduce our tahini to that as well. Nice, healthy, probably about 2 to 3 tablespoons of tahini for two cans of beans. Warm in here today. Always warm in here. Won't become the summer when we have the air conditioning on. Let's check on our peppers again. They should be just about where I want them. Yeah. All right, there's our peppers, guys. Nice and roasted. What we're going to do is we're going to take these peppers and we're going to throw them into a mixing bowl. And get them all into that mixing bowl. And we're going to put a lid, plastic wrap on this. And we're going to let these steam just from their own heat in the bowl for about 3 to 5 minutes. Oh, I'm sorry, you're freezing, Rosa. Put that back. Put our away, and then I'm going to get the oven going to about 250 for our chicken later. Down, not up, down. 250. There we go. Yeah, that plastic wrap cover is pretty good. Yeah. Okay, guys. So we've got our garbanzo beans and tahini in here. Our peppers are roasting. Let's work on our dough. Brain is braining today. Okay, so after resting a few minutes, this dough has gone a bit more pliable and has absorbed some more moisture. You can see that it's got a little bit better texture. It still needs a little bit more kneading. So we're just gonna give it a little pound out here. Mr. Honjito, in case I missed it, thank you for that follow, my friend. Welcome in. And again, I'm turning and pushing with the palm of my hand in a steady motion to work. Yep, you guys can see Pandora wandering around a little bit. You may hear her meowing. She, we work in suboptimal things, so there may be a cat on the counter at some point, because we have a little counter surfer. I try and keep her away from the food, at least, but... I am, you know what, just for consideration of a few things, I've been thinking about it. I'm going to move the microphone back to where it was. Partly because I'm going to run the blender here in a little bit, and I don't think you guys want that blender directly in your ears. So, again, guys, this is my second episode. We're still adjusting things. We're still getting used to doing this, and trying to do everything we can to make it better. That dough is feeling really good now. Thank you, Get Cream. I appreciate the encouragement. As I'm doing this to make the ball, guys, what I'm doing is cupping my hand and sliding it under the dough. Yeah. Oh, the door moved. Whoopsies. I have one of my cameras. I don't have a boom arm or anything yet, guys, so I do have one of my cameras up here on the door in my cabinet, just to kind of give you the over-the-shoulder angle of what I'm doing with everything. So, get that, a little bit of flour on top. Yeah. We'll probably be able to finish up the first dish before we take ads. At least getting the hummus itself cooked up. Where is my bench scraper? My love, did the bench scraper go into the dishwasher? Yeah, I appreciate that, Mustachio. You're gonna have to drive out here and visit. Got my other bench scraper, that'll work. Can't find the first one, use the second one. Coffee sip. Oh, that's good. Oh, that's good. All right, it's gonna get a little loud for a second here, guys. We're gonna start blending up the nearest airport is KCI, bud. So we're gonna blend this up a little bit. This is gonna get a little loud here, or MCI. Now this works a lot better, by the way, guys. I find it tends to work better with a regular blender, a classic style blender. The Ninja works okay. This is just what we've got. Again, suboptimal. And it looks like that's getting stuck a little bit, but that's okay because we need to get more liquid in here. And we're gonna do a little bit of lemon juice. So I'm gonna grab a fresh lemon. If you don't have fresh lemons, pre-squeezed juice is fine. Pre-squeezed juice is great. I love pre-squeezed juice. It's got a little bit of an interesting flavor to it. It doesn't really affect the final product. These are seedless lemons that I got at Costco. They had a nice selection of seedless lemon. A bag of like 3 pounds, 4 pounds of seedless lemons were about $7, which was pretty dang good, honestly. So, and we're gonna squeeze that in there. And nice, we need salt. Let's get our salt off of the stove. I use for this we do want to use our kosher salt. I got a nice, my little salt cellar here, and a nice healthy sprinkle. Nice healthy sprinkle. Put that to the side here in case I need a little bit more. Do I want the other half a lemon? No, we'll go with this for now. That's not terrible. Is that one way or round trip? Oh, there's 250 is round trip? Wow. That's pretty good. We'll talk more about that after stream, bud. All right, so we're gonna scrape this down a little bit, and we're really going for a second here. It's a little loud, so bear with me. Now, again, this is not coming together quite the way I would like to see it come together. You can see that there's kind of chunks up here. That's okay. Once we get our peppers and some other ingredients in, it will blend smoother. And then I'll show you what our secret ingredient is going to be. Secret ingredients? How about non-secret ingredients like garlic? I forgot to put the garlic in. Suboptimal cooking stream, where you forget shit that you need to do. I'm grabbing about, I like garlic, so we're going to do 4 healthy big cloves of garlic. In this situation, there's secret ingredients, right? When you're doing garlic, there's a lot of ways to peel garlic. I'm a crush it guy. Just crush it with your hand a little bit, and then pop the skin off. That's the easiest way to get garlic out. If you're going to be chopping it, if it's something, yeah, garlic is good for you. That's right. Don't be afraid of garlic. Garlic is great stuff. Alrighty. Okay. 4 cloves of garlic going in. I'm sorry you can't eat till tomorrow. Mr. Hunhito, thank you for coming in. I hope to see you on a future episode of the Suboptimal Cooking Show. We are here live on Twitch. Woo! Make everybody dizzy because I whacked my hand into the door. We're here live on Twitch Mondays, Wednesdays, and Fridays, 11 a.m. to 1 p.m. Central Time. So please come back and visit us. Cleaning rag. You have a great day, Mr. Hunhito. It was great to see you. Welcome in. And yes, please join the Discord, guys. You'll get going live notifications, and recipes are going to be posted in the Discord. All kinds of good stuff. So, that'll all be good, and good way to follow the stream. All right, our peppers are just about ready here. So what we're going to do is we are going to uncover these, and you can see that they have kind of deflated a bit. Let's get a good look in there. They've deflated a bit, which is what we're looking for. Alright. Thank you, Mr. Hunhito. Have a good one. I hope we do see you again. Absolutely. Alright, we're going to take paper towels here, guys. And you can use regular towels. You can use paper towels. I'm going to use paper towels today. I might use... But what we're going to do is we're going to pick up our peppers, and we're just going to rub the paper towels along, and we're going to take that skin off. That skin is going to peel right on off. Please be careful. These are hot as heck. You can see the steam coming up off of them. So don't be, be careful, but don't be afraid. Whew. Those are hot tamales. Forget me. Let me grab a kitchen towel to do this with. Kitchen towels are good for a lot of things. These are clean kitchen towels, brand new kitchen towels, guys, so don't go freaking out on me here. Seeds out. Now, given how wet these peppers are, I may only use one of them. We'll see. But we do want to get as much of these skin off as we possibly can. See? I'm going to rinse this in the sink to get the seeds off of it real quick and cool it down. Nice red pepper going in. Yeah. The cooked skin is not a tasty thing. Let's go ahead and blend this in and see if this gives us a little bit smoother texture here. I have not reached barehanded into a fryer before. Let me clarify something. I have never reached barehanded into the actual deep fryer. I will pull the basket out, let it sit a moment, and reach into the basket. I do not put my hand into hot frying oil. Okay, that is not something I do. Okay, so we're gonna scrape this down a little bit. We're looking okay, guys. We're getting some nice color. The texture's still not quite where I want it. It smells wonderful. We're going to take this out for a second and we're going to mix the ingredients in here. The bottom's getting a little bit more blended than the top is. So I'm just going to pull that away. There we go. Put the blender back in. Blades back in. Olive oil. We want olive oil in this thing. I'm going to be using a generic. I already pulled it out. We're going to be using just a extra virgin olive oil that I acquire at Aldi. This is about $12. We're going to snooze ads for just a few minutes here, guys. We're almost done making the hummus, and when we're done making the hummus, we're going to go to ads. So, extra smooth, extra virgin olive oil. We're going to use about 2 tablespoons. Give us some nice olive oil flavor and texture. Blend some more. Now, I like really, really smooth hummus. And to get that really, really smooth hummus, there's one secret ingredient I like to add. We're going to let this blend for another few seconds, and I'm going to add it. Looking good. Let's give this a taste real quick because I know it's not quite where I want it on texture. I want to make sure that the flavor is about where I want it and maybe a little extra stronger than I want it in the end. There's a reason for that. It's good. It's got a nice tang from the lemon juice. Olive oil flavors coming in. The peppers are coming through nicely. I'm actually going to add more pepper to it, I think, as it's not super strong on the pepper. Always taste and season, guys. I'm going to add, just for a little spice, I'm going to add a touch of cayenne to this. Find my cayenne. Or pepper. Always organize your spice racks, guys. That'll be good. Can't Can't find the cayenne. Did find something else I want to add. A little bit of smoked paprika for a little bit of smokiness. Not overly so, just a little bit, maybe about a teaspoon, half a teaspoon. And again, if you don't like smokiness, you don't like paprika, don't add it. Don't season it to your liking. Little goes a long way. I'm going to strip the yellow pepper of its skin over here. I'm going to do this at the sink real quick, because you can do it at the sink under the running water. That's another way. Just if you're doing it under the running water at the sink, make sure you have a drink, something to catch the skins if you in your drain. You don't want those going down your disposal. Really, they don't blend up too hot. Yellow pepper going into the blender. That's blending in nicely. Just unscrew a little bit, guys. Oops. Got a little piece of skin in there. Get that out of there. Okay, scrape it. We're going to scrape down. It's looking really good, guys. We're going to time to add the secret ingredient. Secret ingredient for a nice, smooth, really, really good textured hummus is ice. I learned this from actually watching TikTok recently, and I've been including it in all my hummus recently. So, about 5 ice cubes for this batch. We're gonna see. Yep, and we're gonna. It's gonna get loud. But that ice is gonna go in there. It's gonna crush up. It's gonna give you some nice smoothness. Add some water to it. And there we go, guys. Nice looking hummus right there. Real good. That is real good. Okay. Great pepper flavor. I'm gonna put this to the side for now, and we're gonna work on our flatbreads. When we get back from ads, guys, ladies and gentlemen, we're gonna take our first ad break. Thank you for watching. If you don't like ads, you can subscribe on Twitch. You can also get Twitch Turbo, which is about $13 a month after taxes. But stick around. The Suboptimal Cookie Show will be back. 3 to 5 minutes, guys. Hydrate, get yourself some stuff. We'll see you soon. Welcome back, everyone. This is the Suboptimal Cooking Show, part 2 of episode 2. We are doing hummus and 2-ingredient flatbreads. We're going to be doing some nice chicken a little bit later on for our lunch. Right now, let's get back to our flatbreads. On camera. There we go. So we got our flatbread dough here, which feels great, looking nice and smooth as we take it out. I'm going to start preheating our stove and our nonstick pan here. Quick wipe out because I went through the dishwasher. Don't be afraid to put pans in the dishwasher, guys. If you're ADHD and like me, sometimes just hand cleaning your pans is not always the most optimal route, so we do it suboptimally, but we do it, if it needs a little wipe down after, give it a little wipe down after. I'm going to heat this to about a medium-low heat. Remember to close your cabinets, folks, otherwise the people can't see your stove. All right, so we're gonna cut the dough into some balls. These don't need to be any particular size. Depends on how big you want your flatbreads. Mine are a little smaller than my palm. This is probably about a 3 tablespoon ball. We're going to cut these up. You can do this with a knife, you can do this with a bench cutter. Whatever works for you. That'll give us a nice amount of these. We're going to roll them up. So when you're rolling, you cup your hands, curl your fingers in, and just make circles, pushing down with your palm, and that'll give you a nice little dough ball. If you practice, you can do it with 2 hands. I'm showing off, I know. Works a little faster. Some of these are a little bigger than others. It's fine. It'll be good. It's all good. One of the things you can do with this, actually, you know what? Get down with your bad self. We're going to be heating up oil to do our chicken in anyway. So, I'm going to go ahead and put a second pan on the stove right now. I'm going to be using cast iron because it's the best option for pan frying, honestly, and I know we do things suboptimally. It's fine. It's also the only other pan I have that I can use right now, more than being the optimal choice. Needs a quick scrub out because all my pans sit under the counter, and unfortunately, things drip down and get into the pans. You can also use a pot for if you wanted to deep fry. We're going to be doing a shallow fry on this stuff, but I'm also going to show you how to turn this dough into donuts, really, really tasty donuts. So we're gonna do a couple things here. Don't be me. Season your cast iron and keep it seasoned. Mine is not always as seasoned as I'd like it to be. Maybe we'll do a stream on how to season cast iron at one point or another. There we go. So beautiful, nice cast iron skillet. Get this on the back stove. I'm going to get this onto a medium heat. That's the wrong one. Get this onto medium heat and get some oil into it. We're going to be doing a decent amount of oil here because we're not sauteing. We want to fry. Get about 1.5 inches, 2 inches of oil. It's probably about a quart and a half of oil in there. I do own a deep fryer. I know that's kind of a luxury. That was a present from my future father-in-law. He got me a deep fryer for the holidays. Really nice of him. a little bit bigger. All right. Don't leave the stove on, the sink on, guys. Move our towels out of the way here. One back on my belt where I can reach it quickly. All right. Here's the other one to cover the dough. Keep it from drying out while we're operating. I'm gonna get this blender out of here, guys. Give me just a second. We're gonna unplug it and get it out of the way so it's not impeding your view anymore. Operating in my home kitchen. Okay. Clean as you go, clean as you go. Put the can opener away, which I should have done a little while ago. We're going to use red thing by my Stream Deck. Can opener, yes. Hey, Knight. How's it going, Knight? How are you? Yeah, that's my can opener. It's a side can opener. I'll show you guys real quick. It's a side can opener. It cuts the side rim of the cans instead of punching down into it. And yeah, it has a bottle opener on the other side. It's pretty cool. Hey, well, good for coming. Thank you for coming in, Knight. We're making. We made a roasted red pepper hummus, roasted pepper hummus, really, because I use different colors as well. You can see that right here. Play with this a little bit while everything's heating up. There's the pepper hummus. Tap this out. Get a nice good look in here. Nice textured hummus. And we're making some 2-ingredient flatbreads. These are made with self-rising flour and yogurt. And I need my flour back because I need to flour the bench. We're gonna push these out. I'm gonna be pushing these down, guys. I'm not gonna be rolling them out. You can roll out with a can that's wrapped in plastic wrap. You can use certainly use a rolling pin. Words are hard today, apparently. And but you can also just stretch them by hand. So if you grab, pinch, and just pull, you can get these. These are going to be a little bit thicker. Now, if you roll them out, I'll show you guys. If you do decide to roll them out with a rolling pin, you can get them considerably thinner and larger. A little bit more even as well. Yeah, cups and glasses work. I'd be careful using glass because if a glass breaks, it kind of ruins your day. Once we get that out, stretch a little bit, and then we're going to hit this with a little bit of olive oil. You can also use oil to roll them out with. That's maybe what I do from here on out. Nice texture on here. Going right into the pan. Going right into the pan here. We're gonna let that puff up. That's gonna sit just like that for now. These don't take it super long to cook. You do want to cook them, get them cooked through. I'm gonna turn my heat up to about just above a medium high. If you're using tongs or something in your nonstick pan, you do want to use tongs with plastic. Look at that. Nice golden color on there. Yeah, it's very quick. These go, the thinner they are, the quicker they're going to cook. So you do want to keep an eye on them, keep them moving, don't limit. You don't want to undercook them either. You don't want to overcook them, but overcooking them is a little bit better than undercooking them. There we go. Again, I have hands of asbestos. You may not want to touch them this quick. We're going to put them in a towel right here as we cook the rest of them. A little bit of olive oil. Hand. A little bit of olive oil on the rolling pin. We're going to cook these with oil. I'm going to turn the heat down just a little bit so I'm not smoking everything out on my stove. Oil can get a little bit messy if you're rolling out with it, but it does give a good texture, and it means you're not adding any extra gluten or too much extra flour as you're rolling them out. The rolling out really is the preferred way to handle these. You'll get you can push them out, but rolling is going to get you a better result. Any questions about what we're doing here today, guys? It's kind of become a little rote for a few minutes here while we cook up a bunch of our flatbreads. You can see them puffing in the pan. We're waiting for our oil to heat up so we can do our donuts as well. So again, same dough, 2-ingredient dough. Great stuff. You can do all kinds of stuff with it. You can bake it. I've used this for pretzels. I've used this for bagels. Like, they're not the best bagels, but they are quick bagels. Great stuff. And the bread does puff up very nicely. Continue working, and this can take a little while. You can also pre-roll everything before you take it to the stove. I'm a little impatient. Just we're going to be shaping the donuts just by cutting up a couple of the balls here. I'm not going to bother with like donut holes. These are going to be more like donut holes or zeppoli. Zeppoli are usually actually like a thick batter, but I want to get about, what do I have, 2, 3, 4, 5. Let's do 6 of these as as flatbreads. I'll do the rest of them as donuts. Once that's all done, we'll clean down and we'll get into our chicken. And again, the chicken that we're going to be doing is a version of chicken tonkatsu, which is a Japanese fried chicken dish. When they're done, guys, they should feel nice and pillowy. If you check it, you should not see any dough pulls, dough stretches. Just nice, airy bread. God, that's good. Alright. The last two flatbreads we're doing here are just about done. Almost time to have my lovely fiance come down and take a taste. Seeing as she hasn't had breakfast, I'm sure she's a little hungry. Almost turn this down just a little bit. Now, how do we... Let's talk about regulating... let's talk about regulating oil temp. Guys, oil temp is hard to regulate on an electric stovetop. It just is. Your best bet is always going to be using a thermometer. Not optimal. I mean, it's optimal to use a thermometer. If you don't have one, I would say just be very careful. If you see it start to smoke, turn it off, pull it off the heat immediately. We're going to be testing the oil in little stages with little pieces of dough as we go to make sure. You have coffee? Okay. Then don't come keep me company, it's fine. That's what I said. Come taste. Alright, these are done. That one got a little dark. It's alright. Suboptimal, but workable. Okay. I'm going to turn off the back left burner. We're going to move our cast iron skillet of oil over to, carefully, over to the main burner. Because if you're not using the front right burner, what are you doing with your life? Keep these warm.
Have such sights to show you.
Okay. For the first donut, I'm just gonna, we're just gonna stretch this out till it's about a 1/4 inch thick. We're gonna let this puff as it goes. You may see people say put a drop of water in your oil. Don't do that to test. Whoa. Oh, hi, camera movement. This camera did not give me this much trouble on the first stream. I'm so sorry, guys. Alright. I'm going to cut a piece of dough off here, and we're going to test the oil. Dropping it in. It's bubbling very lightly. That actually could be pretty good. You want to see the bubbles there? I'm going to use chopsticks to move my dough around. Yeah, boom arm is going to be the next purchase. Always going to be trying to improve the stream, guys. If you do end up deciding to tip the stream, that is where your money goes, is to making improvements to the stream itself. It's getting there, it's not quite hot enough. me, let's see. Fine, here's my thermometer. Let's check and see where we're at temperature-wise. You want your oil to be about 350 degrees. This is sitting at about 325 right now. Still going up. But this is working. You can see the little piece of dough getting turning colors. Use our chopsticks to turn over the dough as best we can. Yeah, loose breading is also good to use if you're breading something. There we go. Nice golden color on here. Yeah, I know it's hard for you guys to see. Let me pick that up with my chopsticks and show you guys. Nice golden color. That's what we're going to be looking for as we make these. Let's go ahead and drop in our first full donut here. Bubbly, bubbly, bubbly. Rises to the top. It's gonna give us some nice puffing. This piece is done. It would help if I had a bowl. So I highly recommend before you do anything with these, you don't want to put them directly into any coatings that you're going to use. I'm going to be using powdered sugar on these. So we're going to put a bowl down, we're going to put some paper towels in it, let them drain as they come out of the oil. That donut has puffed really nicely. Take that piece out and throw it in our pan there. Flip that baby over. Get over here and start rolling out the rest of our donuts. Control your temperature. I just turned it down a little bit, make sure it's not overheating. Hey Nate, good morning. Good afternoon. Give me 1 second, guys. Looks like my main cam's battery may have died again. I'm gonna keep an eye on these. Joy Hun, can you come down and help me change out the battery on the main cam, please? Ooh, that one puffed up real nice. Take that one over. That one over. Put that one back. So if you just partially unscrew the camera from the base, you'll be able to rotate the base and pop the door open. Unfortunately, guys, I do apologize. My main camera does not have a plug-in, so I do have to operate it off of batteries, and those batteries last about an hour, hour and a half. So I probably should have replaced it on. I'll probably need to remember to replace it on my ad breaks from now on. Put it down. Yeah.
trying. I've also picked it up, so the shot might be a little
No, I'm not using that camera right now.
cool.
So. Is the switch on?
Switch.
Up top?
Yes.
Yeah.
I didn't touch it.
Let's see, did that come back? Nope. Oh, did you? Oh my god.
What'd I do?
I think I may have forgotten to plug one of the batteries in, so swap the battery one more time.
Doing it live, folks.
Doing it live. Learning, doing it live, getting better. That one puffed up real nice. Steaming out the inside, we're gonna put that one in there. Maybe we'll jelly stuff a few of these.
Ooh.
Doing it live the suboptimal way, that's right. Cora, out of the kitchen. You see my dog kind of snooping around.
She knows what Daddy cooks.
Mm-hmm.
Right.
There it goes. I heard it turn back on. Guys, I'm just going to check my main camera here. Aim it a little bit to the left for me.
Yeah,
Thank you.
I'm getting there. You good?
Yep, we're good.
Sweet.
Appreciate you. You want to taste the hummus?
Sure. I'm always down for hummus. Hi, guys.
Guys, there's my lovely bride. Joyful noise. Bride to be.
Not that you can see it at the moment.
Woo!
Since you're... Exactly, Kitty. Nate said, would you be willing to help him make some cream puffs maybe tomorrow?
Yeah,
Of course.
of course.
I'm good, Nate. Sorry, you,
Alright, so let's... While that last dough is frying, let's make a nice plate of hummus. Yeah, put me in. So I like to plate my... This is how I like to plate my hummus. A lot of the time. We're going to take our spatula here, and we're going to...
oh, it looks yummy.
We're gonna get our hummus onto the plate. Take our spatula and just gently spread it out on the plate.
The olive oil.
Got it. Yes, actually, if you know where, if you saw where it went.
It ran away.
No, it's right. The good olive oil is there, but where did the...
Distracting him, guys. Hi, Rosa.
I'm not turning the hot oil off. We are done with the stove oil. We're gonna lay down a little bit of olive oil on top of our hummus here.
Just nice little,
Nice little
surface.
drizzle of it.
Yeah.
A little bit of non-smoked paprika just for color. Texture. Oops. Not texture, for color and flavor is what I meant to say.
You can always tell when I've gotten into the spice cabinet because nothing is ever where Chef thinks it is. If I've been
A
in
little
it.
bit much.
Ooh. Pretty. Looks yummy.
And then just a little squeeze of lemon juice right over the top to enhance. And there you go, guys. That's our roasted red pepper hummus. Looks good. I do need some... Well, yeah, a spice caddy would not handle all my spices is the problem. So there's that. And then we have our nice warm 2-ingredient flatbreads.
Ooh.
Nice and floppy and flexible here.
Pretty.
Little mukbang here and go ahead. L'chaim, to life, guys. Good food.
have known one of those peppers was on his way out. It's got a nice spice to it. What did you add for the spice? Is that just the tahini?
Honestly, I didn't. That's the red peppers themselves. Like, it's weird.
Oh.
Like, the peppers are giving it a nice pepper flavor that almost tastes spicy, but it's not spicy. The smoked paprika is going to lend you a little bit of spice in there. Flour away.
Oh, that's so good. I tell you what, hummus is one of those things that just, I don't know, it awakens my desire to eat food. And I used to spend so much money on it in the grocery store. And if you've seen the prices of hummus, I mean, it's not cheap. And you know, you're kind of like scraping your veggies.
Yeah, I mean, so let's talk about that for 1 second, guys. Hummus in the grocery store, pre-made hummus, is going to be anywhere from like $5 to $7 for a decent sized container. Each of those cans of garbanzo beans that I bought
Less than $1
are 89 cents, 87 to 89 cents a piece.
The peppers were like $1.50 for 3. I think
Peppers were $1.50 for 3.
Yeah.
The tahini is a little bit more expensive. This is the tahini we're using. But keep in mind that your tahini goes really far. So this is going to be about a $7 to $8 container for this 11 ounce container. But that's going to take you for. I mean, I've made.
He's made hummus
10,
at least once
10, 12 times
every other week or so for about 6 months, and we're only now about 3/4 of the way through that container. So it's definitely worth it if hummus is a food that you crave, like me. I usually do it with vegetables, so it's a good way to get like fresh cucumber or carrots or celery, I mean, cauliflower, broccoli, you name it, you can dip into it. Anything you would dip into ranch, you could dip into hummus, and it's going to be even a little bit healthier because you've got the chickpeas that are going to have protein in it. Or, you know, again, this quick flatbread. I mean, it is very tasty, and just use staple ingredients we have in our refrigerator all the time, Greek yogurt and flour. And the number of times those get
Here are our donuts, guys. Now,
And that's
this
getting the
dough in
same
and of
dough.
itself is not that sweet, which I kind of like.
same.
They're drained off now. Whoops.
But we use this kind of dough also at in December for Hanukkah. We fill it with raspberry jelly and then
What jellies do we
cut it
have?
with powdered sugar. That is an excellent idea. Or question, well worded, well phrased, well deserving of an answer. We have strawberry and I think grape somewhere.
I don't want to put grape in it. Let's
Yeah,
do
Want to do strawberry?
strawberry.
We also have the cherry stuff.
Yeah. No, we don't. Throw it out.
Oh, okay.
Oh, the amarinas? No, that's too thin. All right, guys. So let's. We're gonna show you how to stuff a donut real quick. We got our just our standard Smucker's strawberry jam, seedless. I like seedless, especially for donuts. I prefer seedless.
Yeah, if Kiri isn't big on sweets, he would really like that. And yeah, this is essentially sufganiyot recipe, Nate, with put powdered sugar on the outside of it. You could easily, if you do it hot, make a simple glaze for it as well. Make some powdered sugar donuts that increase the sweetness of it. And that's what's so nice about this dough, is it's so versatile.
Yeah.
You got a savory and a sweet application out of it, and just
Yeah, pretty quickly. I do like this dough for a lot of different things. It's not the perfect dough. It's not going to give you like a yeasty.
Why don't you show people what you're doing with
Yeah.
the Ziploc bag here?
So I've put my jelly into a Ziploc bag here, guys, and I'm twisting it up to work as a piping bag because suboptimal. You know, we don't always have time or money to buy piping bags.
Also, it's you're not having to clean the piping bags and the tips and everything that goes into using a piping bag. So.
Yeah. We're just going to cut the tip of the bag off right there, and we're going to make sure that tip goes in the garbage and is not hanging off of the end of the bag. For our donut, ooh, this is a nice puffy one. We're going to take our knife. Oop, come Come on. Ooh, oh, it broke on top. Okay, well, we're gonna go in on top. We're gonna just pipe our jelly filling right into the, woo! It blew out. Suboptimal, suboptimal. All right. Well, I'm gonna take the donuts out for a second. We're gonna put our powdered sugar in there. Oh, we do need to buy more powdered sugar. That nice powdered sugar going into our bowl here. Throw some powdered sugar.
Hey.
And then we just give them a nice little toss right here. Look at that. It's great.
Who needs to go out and buy their donuts? You made this in what, less than 30 minutes?
Yeah, basically. Well, a little bit longer with resting and everything, but
No,
yes.
fair.
Yeah, I squeezed a little too hard and I didn't make the opening quite big enough. I should have massaged the jelly a little bit more too before doing it.
Things happen. It's a kitchen. All good.
And this
All
one
right.
we're gonna.
I can't wait for Chef. I'm getting in here and I'm gonna steal a bite. I probably have a Joker face right now with powdered sugar on it. Oh my goodness.
So these are really, really. I really like this. You can, if you like your dough a little sweeter, you know, after trying this your first time, you can add some sugar to the yogurt first. I would add the dough to the sugar to the yogurt first. Add sugar to the yogurt, blend it up so that the yogurt gets a little sweet, and then add your self-rising flour.
That's so good.
I love these. It's so bad. It's so bad, and it's so good, but so bad that I know how to make this stuff.
It becomes dangerous around the house. That is for sure.
It has become a little dangerous. I'm gonna actually pipe the rest of this back into the.
Waste not, want not.
Waste not, want not. Put it back into the jar.
I missed the context for if you do, we can't see.
I think if you have the Joker smile.
Okay. I could just feel the schmutz on my face. That's how you know something's good. If I'm eating the entire thing, that's how you know it's good.
All right, let's get some plates and get this stuff onto plates, and then woo. That does not belong there. Get these onto plates.
Now the exciting thing, chicken.
Yeah, then now I'm gonna clean up here, guys. Actually, I'm gonna run one more ad real quick while I to kind of push things back while I clean up. When we get back, we're gonna do our Chef Noah chicken. This is one of my favorite signature dishes. Don't go anywhere. We'll be right back. Alright folks, 30 seconds more, I'm gonna be right back. Yeah, Aldi had Jaffa cakes, they're great. Give me just a second here guys, I'm doing one more thing real quick before I bring the cameras back on. Just rinsing some stuff off. But that's sad, Michelle Trachtenberg, she did a lot of stuff on Nickelodeon too, besides Harriet the Spy. Alright guys, we're back. Welcome back to the Suboptimal Cooking Show. My name is Chef Tig. You can call me Noah. Hope you're having a good one. And yeah, so let's get down to it. We're going to be making what I call Noah chicken or chef chicken, however you want to term that. That down a little bit. This is a chicken that I've been making since about 2012 when I wanted to make something good. Yeah, I'll talk to you later tonight, Nate. This is something I wanted when I wanted a good party dish for my family and friends. The first time I made this for my friends, it was when I first came to Kansas visiting for an event called CantCon in Overland Park, Kansas. Have a lot of memories with this dish. And we're gonna grab our boning knife here. That needs a little scrub down. Suboptimal. Life was not completely where I need it. I'll slice my finger open. And these are today for our Noah chicken. I'm actually going to be using chicken thighs, not chicken breast. Thighs tend to have a little bit more moisture. I think they're a little bit more flavorful when it comes to chicken. I am draining these down. These are chicken thighs. They're also cheaper than breast. All right. So let's get over to our camera here. I got my cutting board down on my station here, and we're gonna just kind of trim these down to where I can get them nice. We're gonna take that fat, put it aside, put all of our trimmings in a bowl. I'm gonna turn those into probably some chicken soup or chicken schmaltz later. Schmaltz is just rendered chicken fat, guys. So I realize that you may not know that. And then we're going to flip these over. We're going to trim some of the little dangly bits. Put that aside for a second. Trim each of these. Yes, thighs are also more forgiving moisture-wise if you overcook them. That is absolutely true. So we're trimming, using our boning knife, we're just trimming little bits off that are hanging out and putting them to the side. It looks like we got 3 of them here. That's going to be a perfect little amount. Don't need to go overboard. When I make Noah chicken, I often make like a huge batch. I do a lot of the times, I do it with breast a lot of the time. We didn't have any breast in the house. So which is part of the reason I'm doing this with thighs today. Suboptimal, guys. We work with what we got. You work with what's cheapest, you work with what you can. Okay. Get that all trimmed down. Yeah. They reheat really well when you do them in big batches. Rinse my bowl out here. Wash my hands real quick because I've been touching chicken. You always got to be washing your hands and keeping things clean, guys. talk knives for a sec, guys. The knives I'm using are a set of knives that I got on a Buy Nothing group, or that my lovely bride found on a Buy Nothing group. We talked about Buy Nothings in episode 1. Buy Nothing is a movement that started during COVID, and that basically people, instead of selling things to thrift stores or selling things in general, they give them away to people who need them because there's an opportunity to help somebody else out and move things, you know, upcycle things in a lot of ways. So these are just ordinary knives that I've acquired. They're great. The important thing about your knives, guys, find your local knife sharpener. It's worth the investment to get your knives sharpened maybe once a year if they're starting to go dull, and also learning to use a steel. A steel does not sharpen your knife. It hones the edge and makes it a little bit straighter. How to get ready for food truck service. Thank you so much for coming in, Get Cream Delish. I hope you have a wonderful time, have a good service, and much success with your food truck, my friend. Thank you for coming. So yeah, honing your knives, guys, is important to keeping a good workflow. Dull knives are more likely to cut you than sharp knives. This is absolutely true because you're using more force, and the cut's going to hurt worse. A clean knife, a sharp knife, is going to cut you, but it's going to cut you cleanly. It's going to cut you smoothly, and so. Today, guys, for our breading, we're going to be using panko breadcrumbs. You can use regular breadcrumbs for this dish as well. I prefer panko for the texture. It's about the same price for either one. So that's right. Sharp knife cuts also heal faster. Get our plastic wrap out, or actually, I'm going to do this. I'm going to do this in a plastic bag. So I do want to pound these out a little bit. And so we're going to drop our chicken thigh into a Ziploc bag, press the air out, and then maneuver it so that it's flat in the bag. And I don't have a meat mallet, actually, so suboptimal. We're going to use a little heavy steel pot. Work out those frustrations. There we go. Get that nice and flat. Hey, Ace. So we get that nice and pressed down. It's nice and even. Put the next one in. Woo! Oh, the bag broke. Never mind. Yeah. That's right, your pets don't like it when you pound your meat. Just remember that. And the main reason we cover this when we're pounding it is that way it doesn't stick to the board. It doesn't stick to what you're pounding it with. Still clean this down, the outside of this down after you're doing it. You can use plastic wrap, you can use a plastic bag, whatever works best for you. Plastic bags work great. Bigger bags, thicker bags may not break on you. My cat Pandora did run off after I started doing this. Alright. So, big secret to Noah chicken is it is seasoned 3 times. 3 times this gets seasoned. It gets seasoned raw, the flour gets seasoned, the breading gets seasoned. So, let's do this. Make our seasoning mixture for this. We're going to use the same seasoning mixture in all 3 parts. I am done with my cutting board now. It is going directly into the sink to get washed and cleaned as soon as I'm done doing this. You don't want chicken juice on your counters. I will be sanitizing the counters with soap and water and a little bit of sanitizer solution that I happen to have. Don't bleach, please, for the love of God, don't use bleach on your wooden counters. It absorbs, it's not good. Don't do it, please. All right, seasoning. Lowry's seasoned salt. You can use generic brand. I prefer for Lowry's. So because I'm seasoning in 3 places, Kitty, I don't salt the egg. It just gets a little too salty in that case. So Lowry seasoned salt going in the bowl. We're gonna do about 3 tablespoons. And again, you want to increase your amounts if you are doing larger batches. Old Bay seasoning. I like a little bit of Old Bay in mine as well. Just a touch, maybe about a teaspoon and a half really of Old Bay. Smoked paprika gives us a nice color, nice flavor. A little bit of ground mustard. Where else? What else? Oh, and can't forget garlic. Lots and lots of powdered granulated garlic. This is the stuff you get at Kirkland. We buy it in bulk because I use so much of it. And this you're going to use about 3-4 tablespoons of. Yeah. Get that in there. We're going to grab a fork. A little tiny fork. Oops, that's not a fork, that's a spoon. Grab a fork, guys, and we're going to whisk that around. Just kind of mix your seasonings together. I'm forgetting something here. Black pepper. Black pepper, black pepper, black pepper. I have black pepper that I take black pepper and I will grind it in my grinder. And so I have relatively fresh black pepper. About a tablespoon to 2 tablespoons of black pepper for plenty of flavor. Now guys, the next steps we're doing here, I'm going to be doing with disposable pans for ease of cleanup. You can do this, you can do these with bowls, you can do it with pots, pans, whatever you have. You're going to need 3 vessels to put your breading mixture in. And we're going to discuss proper breading technique here in just a second. Clean up after yourself, put your stuff away. My vessels are out in the garage. Give me 1 sec, guys. Again, I normally do this, guys, in bulk, so, you know, it's one of those things where I'm used to doing larger quantities of this than 3 breasts. So we'll do that. All right, we have our 3 vessels here. First vessel is flour. This is standard breading procedure for pretty much anything you want to bread. It's just about how you season it. You can do sweet things, you can do savory things. We're gonna put flour in the first one. Grab our fork, whisk that around, and we're going to add some seasoning to that. Add about, I don't know, for about a cup of flour, maybe a cup and a half of flour, you want about 2 tablespoons of seasoning, but it's seasoned really well. Shake that around, And it should tint, there should be enough seasoning in there to slightly tint your flour. Next up is going to be eggs. For this small batch, I'm going to be using 2 eggs in the pan. When you're doing more, obviously, you're going to go through more eggs. But we crack our eggs directly into the pan. Whisk those up. Egg shell in there, get that out of there. Then finish up. If you use your fork for that, don't forget to put your fork away. Last one is our breadcrumbs. Panko breadcrumbs, unlike Italian or classic breadcrumbs, these are Japanese style. These are a lot larger, thicker, and give you a much nicer crunch, in my opinion. I'm gonna use this whole container of breadcrumbs. I probably don't need to, but I'm gonna use the whole container of breadcrumbs. And we're gonna put about a good portion of the remaining seasoning into the breadcrumbs. Okay. Some of the seasoning on the chicken, not a ton of it. Mix that around. Make sure that your chicken gets coated in seasoning. So why are we seasoning 3 times? We season 3 times because you want the chicken itself to absorb the flavor, but you don't want your coating to be flavorless. I mean, if you just coat the breadcrumbs and not the chicken, or if you just coat the chicken and not the breadcrumbs, you'll have some flavor, but it's not going to be punched full of flavor, and you want it punched full of flavor. We're gonna mix our crumbs around here. Okay, proper breading technique. Dry hand, wet hand. You want 1 hand for each, otherwise you're gonna get breading all over your fingers. Let's make sure I remember to put a plate out first to catch these. Right down here. You can't see it really well. There is a plate at this end to catch the chicken. So wet hand touches the chicken. Wet hand goes into the flour. Dry hand takes the flour and coats the chicken in it. So you have a nice floury piece of chicken. Okay? Nice and floury. Dry hand into the egg wash. Wet hand moves it in the egg wash till all the parts of it that are coated in flour are coated in egg. Egg goes into the breadcrumbs. Dry hand takes the breadcrumbs, coats the chicken, and you want to give it a little push as you're putting these breadcrumbs on. Don't be afraid to push down and flatten it out a little bit more even after you've used it. Does hurt a little bit because those panko crumbs can get into your hand. But then dry hand onto the plate. So wet hand first to the chicken, dry hand into there to coat and into there, wet hand from here to here, dry hand from here to here. So this is what it looks like when you have that nice coated piece of chicken. All right, we're gonna do our other 2 pieces of chicken real quick. I'll do it 2 more times for you guys. So wet hand. Thank you for the follow. Zix Krychik, thank you. Wet hand into the flour, dry hand. From the flour into the egg, wet hand. From the egg coat it in egg. Make sure you're getting it all over. Into the panko. Panko. Dry hand. Coat the chicken. Now, if you're doing a bulk batch of this, you want to make sure, yes, shake, shake, shake is also a valid way of doing things. Baggies are also a valid way of doing things. I prefer bowls or pans, though. Don't be afraid to touch your food, guys. I know it may not be the most comfortable thing on the planet, but getting to know your food, getting to know what your food looks like, feels like, tastes like, it's very important if you're gonna cook. Also, one thing I forgot to mention is as you're pulling this out of the flour, you want to shake it off so that you don't have big clumps of flour going into the egg. Welcome in, Zix. Egg all over. Let it drip for a second. Into the panko. Panko. Coating. Down there. And again, ladies and gentlemen, if you want the recipes that we're doing at any time, do follow us on Discord, join the Discord, and you'll be able to get the recipes from each episode as I publish them. I'm going to wash my hands because I've been touching chicken again and touching all that stuff. We're going to wash our hands, we're going to dispose of our pans here, and then we are going to fry our chicken. In a future episode, we're going to be discussing rice, but rice is a great side with this. So just take these. This is why I like the disposable pans, especially when I'm doing this in bulk. Nothing to wash. Just goes right in the trash. Forget it. All right, we got our nice chicken here. We're going to go over to the stove. We're going to heat up get our oil heated up a little bit more. A small chunk of chicken off here and just check. Oh, it's ready to go already. That's great. We're going to talk about doing rice in a suboptimal way in the future. We do own a rice cooker in this house. If you can afford it, it's always a better way to go, but not everybody has the optimal way. Dale Dean, welcome in. How are you doing today? We are making Chef Noah chicken, also known as chicken, my variation on chicken tonkatsu using chicken thighs today. And for this, we're going to go ahead. We're going to lay our chicken into the oil. When you are laying things into oil, you always start near yourself and lay away from you so that if it splashes that way. Okay? So, we should be able to fit all three of these in here. I'll definitely fit two of them in. May need to wait on the third one. Yes. And always wear clothing. Always wear clothing when you're cooking. Aprons are a bonus. Oil's a little hotter than I want it. I'm going to turn that down a little bit because those breadcrumbs crisped up really, really fast. Now, the advantage of doing these nice and thin, guys, is they do cook a little bit. They do cook kind of quickly. I mean, we're getting golden brown here already on there, and we want to make sure that chicken is cooked through. Now, if it starts to get too golden brown and your chicken is not cooked through, this is why I preheated the oven 250 degrees earlier. We're going to grab a pan here, and you can finish these in the oven if you have to. Guys, if you don't have a thermometer, get yourself a thermometer. Nice, kitty. Get yourself a thermometer, guys. It's always best to check your chicken with a thermometer. I had my thermometer. Right here. We're gonna get this turned on. See how this one's doing. See, that's sitting at about 130. That's not even close to being high enough. So we're gonna get that on the pan. We're gonna get that in the oven in just a second here. Flip that one over. Get the last one laid into the pan. Get rid of the dish there. Oh, hey, Dale. How are you? I know who you are. Hope you're doing well, sir. Flip this over here. Just keeping a close eye on them. We want to get them nice golden brown, get them as cooked as possible, but not so much that they go funky on us. Flip this one over. I don't know if you guys can hear those nice sizzling sounds, guys. Maybe you can hear them a little too well. Thank you. Thank you. I'm glad the food looks really good. Again, guys, the thinner you pound these, the better they're going to fry. And the faster they're going to fry and the faster they're going to cook. So it's one of the... Thank you for the follow, Dale. I appreciate it. Can I do a bonus item? Can I do a bonus item? Can I talk about a bonus item? We're gonna try it. We're gonna try it. Bump up my oven to about 300, sitting at about 250 right now. I want to go a little higher. So guys, we were talking about donuts earlier, and I'm going to share with you a little secret that I love. A little culinary secret. These are going in the oven for right now. I'm going to grab my strainer and strain out some of the bits of this. Strain out the little bitties of that and that over to the sink. Get that done. So guys, what we're going to use today is a can of biscuits. Now normally I only do this with the buttermilk style. I've never actually tried this with flaky biscuits. We're going to try it today. We're going to make Chinese style donuts. Now these are going to be those donuts you get at the Chinese restaurants and at the Chinese buffets. The little thing coated in granulated sugar that tastes so good. A secret I was taught, I don't remember who taught me this one, is that you make those with canned biscuits. And so we're going to try this out. Hopefully with the flaky biscuits, it's going to come out kind of like a cronut, like a croissant donut. And let's trauma. It's open. All right. So, Katie, what time do you have to go to work? What time do you have to be back at work? If you want to come by and get food, there is plenty of food for you to come get. So we're going to cut these into quarters. And that's all I'm going to do. That's all I'm going to do. We're just going to cut these into quarters and then we're going to fry them. It's a quick hack. Drop them in the. Let's get these dropped in the oil. Now, be very careful dropping these in because these will splash if you drop things in from too high up. I want to thank everybody for being in here today. This has been a great second episode of the Suboptimal Cooking Show. Can't even remember. So suboptimal, I can't even remember the name of my own show sometimes. I hope all of you are finding this good information and a good show to watch. If you have any comments, please do. If you ever miss an episode, I am posting the VODs on YouTube, so you can find me there at Suboptimal Cooking, which youtube.com/@optimal cooking. We're getting close to the end of our stream here, guys. I'm going to show these first batch of donuts off, and then we're going to do cinnamon sugar or mixing it. I usually do straight sugar, but cinnamon sugar sounds like a great option today. That actually sounds really good. I'm going to do cinnamon sugar. Good call. Sugar to here. Those are frying up real nice. Looks like one of them split in half though. Layers split off. These are looking real good. You're looking real good. And I do try and get the VODs up pretty much same day after it's !command space add space YouTube and then the text. So any last minute questions, guys, before we do a little tasting here and getting, no, exclamation add. Command add, there you go. Alrighty. Let's get some cinnamon, my cinnamon sugar. Ruined my cinnamon. My ground cinnamon from Kirkland. Toss a little bit to get that mixed in. And of course, again, as these finish up, I'm going to put them into this bowl with paper towels here. Put this into this bowl with paper towels here. I have to move my spice cabinet so it's not never blocks the view of the. Take the door off. Almost done. All right, Jordan, my love, if you're ready for lunch, you can come on down and get a taste of that chicken. That chicken should be just about done. Donuts out. Hope you all have had fun today. I know I have.
Or her chimkin and said what?
Yeah.
I have about 9 minutes before a meeting, so I will make this super fast. Hello. Step out of the way here. Oh, it smells so good. This also makes really good sandwiches the day after.
Perfect.
Yay! What is perfect?
Oh, this is at 195 now.
Okay.
So it's a little hotter than normal. I'm gonna cut this right on my cutting board here, guys. I don't have the cutting board because.
Is it sturdy with the group from earlier?
But yeah.
But what would you consider to be the perfect temperature?
About 165 to 175 is perfect temperature.
Okay. Mayo,
cheese, and tomato. Well, no cheese for us.
no cheese for me.
But
mayo and tomato, absolutely.
There you go, guys. Nice. Nice chicken, crispy on the outside, juicy on the inside. God, is that good?
Yummy. Stealing a bite here. Oh, hot.
Yeah.
I mean, it did just come out of the oven. Woo.
And then our cinnamon sugar kind of croissant-y donuts here. Nice and flaky. Awesome.
This chicken is the first thing that he made for me when I moved here from Georgia.
This is better. This is a better batch.
I think the chicken thighs are the way to go. It's much more flavorful.
Yeah.
I used to tease Chef, a little backstory. Some of you who've been around us for a while know this. I met Chef in 2016 going down to PAX South in San Antonio, Texas. And he would talk about like, oh, I need to cook for you guys. Had a kitchen in this room that he shared with another streamer and some people we were affiliated with at the time. But the convention was too busy. There was no time to cook. So for 10 years, I teased him that I had never tasted his cooking and that I needed to taste. And then, I don't know if he's still in here, that Mustachio, another friend of ours who actually reconnected us several years after that, got to brag that he got his cooking in early 2020 before the world shut down. And I'm sitting here going, I still have never had Chef's cooking. So now fast forward to a year ago, I moved in here and this is one of the first things that he made from scratch for me, and clearly I'm still here.
Try the donut. But again, thank you guys. We're going to raid on out in just a second here to a very good friend of the stream.
This is good too.
I like those too. We're going to raid out to a very good stream. We're going to go to Valencia Glass. He is a glass blower out of Maryland who does incredible work. Beautiful work. He's a great guy. Hope you guys have enjoyed the second episode of Suboptimal Cooking Stream. We'll be back Friday, 11 a.m. Central Time, with another episode and some more delicious food. Again, don't forget to follow us on Discord and for alerts when we go live. You can also find me at cheftig.bluesky.app or on Cheftig Gaming on Facebook. Yep. Thank you guys. Have a good one. We'll see you later.
See you Friday.